It's iSchoolTech here, back with a brand new video. Now, before we get into this video, there's a few things I want to say. So, I do still plan a cool jailbreak 2 weeks video to be tomorrow. However, with the whole iPhone 5S thing going on, it doesn't look like I'll be able to do that because my iPod Touch 6th generation on iOS 12.2 beta 6 is actually... It just won't jailbreak. Every time it gets to stage 2, it just restarts the device. No changes every time. I've tried airplane mode. I've tried so many things. It just doesn't work at all. So that's kind of an issue. I'm going to try I'm just going to try so much more. And if I can get it to jailbreak, then perfect. Tomorrow I'll have a cool jailbreak tweak video for you guys. So, that'll all be said and done. But for now, I'm kind of in a fix because I don't know how this is going to work. And I am going to try an RSIM for this. I had that recommendation in the comments of the video regarding that. So thank you. Now I'm going to do some research on that and see if that's what I have to do. But for now, I still plan it to be for tomorrow. So hopefully, that'll happen. Also, I do want to mention why I'm making a video today. Because today is Tuesday, not Wednesday. The reason I'm making a video today is because I actually have the rest of the week off. I'm home today, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. So I'm here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and of course the weekend, which means I can make this video, which I've actually been planning for a while. I can make this today. Tomorrow, again, still plan the jailbreak 2 week video. And Friday, or Thursday actually, just depends what happens. Maybe something else, I'm not sure. Figure that out. I might not upload on Thursday, depends. So Thursday will kind of be like the weekends. If something happens, I'll upload. Nothing happens, I won't upload. So, Thursday, we'll see. Friday, I'll have a video then. You guys know what it is. It's my iPhone SE full review of iOS 13 Developer Beta 5. So stay tuned for that, guys. I know a lot of you guys are interested in that. So anyway, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Oh, and before I forget, if you guys are new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel for more. Every subscriber really means a lot, and it's really appreciated. So without further ado this time, let's get right into it. So why the iPhone 4S from 2011 is a pretty cool phone in iOS in 2019. I do want to say I'm not actually referring to using this as a daily driver. I'm more talking about just in general why it's a cool phone. And it's mainly because of the nostalgia. So, and you can actually do some pretty cool things with this for a couple reasons I will get into in a second. So the iPhone 4S was originally released in 2011, supporting a dual-core A5 processor, a 32-bit architecture, and 512 megabytes of RAM. So this phone was actually a really good phone back in 2011. It was really fast. It shipped on iOS 5. It got iCloud, which was also introduced in iOS 5. And it was really successful. It introduced Siri to the iPhone lineup. And from then on, we got Siri. My SE just went off. So anyway, the 4S was a much-loved phone. The design was from the 4, as you guys can see, it's from the iPhone 4. Same design, and a lot of people loved it. It was just amazing. Now, when iOS 6 came along, nothing really happened. It got that first major update, everything was good. iOS 7 released with the major redesign in 2013, and the phone started slowing down a little bit. It was just a little bit. I mean, it was noticeable, just a little bit, Then iOS 8 in 2014 came along, and the 4S got destroyed. This thing became so slow for people that have to use the 4S as a daily driver in 2019, and if it's on iOS 8 or later, I feel really bad for you. I mean, it's got to be really hard to use this phone in 2019 with my experience. I had this thing on iOS 9 and 8, and it was just really, really rough. And it's not even my daily driver, just trying to use it was really rough. So anyway, the main reason that it's really cool is because, as you guys can see, my 4S is on iOS 6.1.3 10b329. And, the nostalgia, all the sounds, like the locking sounds and unlocking, just all of the noises, the keyboard clicks, everything about it is really cool. So I absolutely I love iOS 6. I miss iOS 6. I want the design back, but I know a lot of people do. So anyway, if you guys are using a 4S in 2019, you can actually downgrade iOS 6.1.3 through iTunes, and that's really cool. And it doesn't require any jailbreak, just a computer, iTunes, plug it in, downgrade. You might have to wipe the device though if you have like apps and stuff from iOS 9 and that don't support iOS 6, because I actually had a game on here that I downloaded on iOS 6 and it couldn't go any further. It was like an older version of the app. Then I updated the phone to 8, updated to 9, then when iTunes downgraded to 6 and it didn't allow me. It actually gave me error code 6 and I was not able to downgrade the phone, and it was definitely because of the app, because I didn't have that issue and I didn't have any apps or anything. So if you guys have a lot of apps or games on your phone and they don't support iOS 6, you might have to wipe it, but trust me guys, it's worth it because this thing is so much faster on iOS 6 than iOS 9, all of this. So yeah. Anyway, the second part, so first of all, you can use iOS 6. That's really cool. You can get the nostalgia, you can use all of it and everything, and it's just, honestly, I love messing around with iOS 6. The old Siri, just everything, the sounds, all of it is really cool. Anyway, the second thing, you can also use iOS 8 still. You can not only use iOS 6, but if we go into Settings, General, and Software Update, you can use iOS 8. So if you want to experience iOS 8 on the 4S, because it's a lot newer than iOS 6. It's a lot slower than iOS 6, but it's still somewhat faster than 9. I would say 9.3.6 compared to iOS 8.4.1. If you had to choose between those two, definitely go with 8.4.1, no doubt about it. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. You can use 2 operating systems whenever you want. You can always switch between them. And that brings me to my third point. You can use 3 operating systems on the iPhone 4S, not at once, but you can always switch between them whenever you want. And it's really cool. You can use iOS 6 for the speed and the nostalgia and the battery life. You can use iOS 8 for a jailbreak and all this stuff, like the jailbreak, the sort of nostalgia as well. The control center, you'll be risking speed and battery life. Battery life shouldn't be as bad as iOS 9 because it's still less that the phone has to hold, but it still be worse than iOS 6. And you get all the newer features and newer apps and everything. And iOS 9, you'll be risking even more speed. However, you can do things that you can't do on iOS 8 or 6 on 9. And so you have 3 major releases to test with, to use, to experience, just for the heck of it, That's why the iPhone 4S is pretty cool. Now, if you're using this as daily driver and you're on iOS 8 or 9, definitely downgrade to 6 unless you really don't care about speed or anything. If you really just like, okay, all I do is text, I'm okay with the lagginess, I don't really mind it at all, I don't care, then definitely you just stay, I guess. There would be no point to downgrade at that point. But if you guys use an iPhone 4S on iOS 7 or earlier, just stay, for sure, just stay there. Especially if you guys have a 4S on iOS 7 or 5, do not update or downgrade. If you're on 5, it would only be update. But if you're on iOS 5, definitely stay there because that's actually pretty rare. If you're on iOS 6, that's kind of up to you because you can always downgrade back to 6 and you can always update, so you can flip between them. If you're on iOS 7, definitely stay there because the iOS 7 release on the 4S was actually pretty good because it didn't slow down that much at all. It was noticeable, but compared to iOS 6 and 7, it wasn't that big of a difference. Plus, you get the newer design and control center and all the new features. So I definitely stay on 7 if you are on 7. 8 and 9, downgrade, upgrade, whatever you guys want to do. It's your call on that one. And yeah, so overall, this phone might be really slow on the latest 2 releases, iOS 8 and 9. But it's pretty cool seeing how you get to use it for testing or for just overall experience on these iOS versions, especially if you've never used iOS 6, if you're younger, not have used or remember even iOS 6. But I I remember I used to love iOS 6. My first iPod Touch, I remember installing iOS 6 for the first time. It felt like fresh operating system. Not really, but I remember the only change right off the bat I noticed was the fact that the settings icon in iOS 6 wasn't glossy anymore, because in iOS 5 it used to actually be glossy. And of course that's the one thing I remember. But that's like the first thing I noticed. I mean, out of everything I could have noticed, that, like the settings icon, okay. But anyway, so it's really cool. It's really cool. I miss iOS 6. I love iOS 6 too. I mean, that's like an amazing iOS version. But yeah, so a lot of people hate on the 4S just because of the updates. And yes, that's very logical reason. It makes sense, valid. It's completely reasonable. But if you stop and think about it, the 4S is kind of a cool phone in iOS. I said it again. Not in iOS, but in 2019. So, yeah, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below and make sure to subscribe to the channel. And again, stay tuned for Friday, possibly or Thursday, and definitely tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get that iPod Touch 6 jailbroken. So, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue trying until Wednesday night if I don't get it by then. So, yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So, see you in the next one. Peace out.